The best people I've ever worked with are absolute losers. I teach this early and often in my lectures. Embrace being a loser. If you want to work in tech, AI, predictive analytics, or any industry that moves super fast, you need to master the art of losing. As a professional loser myself, I feel as though I can speak on this. These are the top 3 types of losing that I teach either our young professionals here at my consultancy or my students to start to embrace. First is losing ideas. Sometimes we get so attached to an idea that we love, it ends up holding us back. For my mentees and students, we don't fall in love with an idea. We fall in love with the problem that we're trying to solve. I have never, and I would challenge you to prove me wrong, seen an idea or a system come out perfect on round 1, 2, or 3. I have had the privilege of working with brilliant engineers throughout the world on some very sophisticated technology projects. We spend weeks redefining our approach only to scrap it once they see how it behaves in the real world. That is not a failure. That is progress. That's how we define the value, and we're not building systems that will just sit on the shelves and cost our clients money. Be loyal to the mission, not your own ego. The faster you're willing to get curious with the process, the faster you'll build something that's actually worth keeping. Number 2 is lose control. Technology is a team sport, okay? And sometimes you just gotta let go. As engineers, we are trained to control things. Inputs, outputs, dependencies, timing, edge cases. We love logic and honestly crave precision, right? But honestly, if you want to build and innovate anything meaningful at scale, you gotta lose this illusion that you're in control of it all, because you're not. Sometimes the PM has to drive. Even if you don't understand why, you've got to lean into the team. Sometimes that junior dev person that has been here for 3 months sees what you missed and you feel embarrassed, when really you should be celebrating that that person that you've trained is coming so far that they're able to give that additional visibility. Sometimes the data says absolutely the opposite of what we thought it was going to say. It says turn left, but your ego says stay the course. This is where real leaders shift, where real losers win. Because leaders don't micromanage everything, as much as sometimes they do, right? They are supposed to orchestrate progress, let their team play on the court, and the coach stands on the sideline, encouraging them. And that right there is the critical shift, from control to coordination, and from ownership to empowerment. Lose the need to control every detail. Trust your team, respect the process, and by God, give the work room to breathe. And last but certainly not least, number 3, lose the credit. Now this one stings for a lot of people. You put in the work, you led the idea, you carried the team through all the chaos and messiness, and someone else gets the spotlight. I see it happen all the time, especially with senior executives. Someone with a C in their title takes the headline, or the PM presents the roadmap to the board, or the loudest voice that really did nothing gets a pat on the back. And I've watched especially young professionals just shrink and think about, well, why was this worth it? But the ones that go far, they zoom out, okay? Because they know that the scoreboard is long. I've led hundreds of projects that the client never even knew my name. But my work, because I documented my wins, stood for itself, and I got promoted. Credit is fleeting, but impact sticks. Lose the spotlight now, whatever, okay? But you'll build a career that outlasts that. Honestly, innovation doesn't come from getting it right. It comes from getting over yourself. Embrace being a loser. It's super awesome. And that's honestly how you build trust, get promoted, and most importantly, get paid.